What if justice took only minutes, and there was no judge, no jury, no appeal, only a number? In a future where overloaded courts can't keep up with rising violence, Los Angeles turns to something faster, colder, and supposedly perfect. A machine that doesn't feel, doesn't hesitate, doesn't forgive. And tonight, it puts its own creator on trial. In 2026, Los Angeles is overwhelmed. Prisons are full. Courtrooms are backed up for years. Violent crime is climbing inside designated red zones the city can barely control. So officials deploy something radical, an autonomous judicial intelligence system called Mercy. Mercy doesn't just review evidence, it ingests everything. Police files, surveillance grids, medical scans, financial records, personal messages, live drone feeds. It calculates guilt in real time. If the probability crosses the legal execution threshold, the sentence is carried out immediately. Crime drops. Detective Chris Raven helped build public trust in it. He personally delivered the first case Mercy ever judged, a man named David Webb. Tonight, Mercy is judging him for the murder of his wife. Chris wakes up restrained inside the Mercy facility, not a courtroom, a sealed, automated judicial chamber. He's disoriented. His head is throbbing. Mercy confirms. Identity verified through breath and biometrics. Blood alcohol level recorded earlier. Blunt force head trauma detected. Subject was unconscious for over 5 hours. Then the charge appears. Nicole Raven, deceased. Homicide. Primary suspect, Chris Raven. The probability of guilt, 97.5%. Execution threshold, 99. He has 90 minutes. The trial has already begun. Chris remembers fragments. He sat in his car outside the precinct. He drove home. He and Nicole argued. Then nothing. Mercy reconstructs events through synced city cameras and home security. Nicole was home. Their daughter Britt was not. For 26 minutes they were alone. Audio sensors detect shouting. Inside the kitchen, the reconstruction becomes violent. A vase shatters. A plate is thrown. Furniture shifts. Nicole moves through multiple positions, defensive wounds forming. Medical modeling shows crushed vertebra, punctured liver, severe blunt trauma before the fatal wound. This was not a single strike. It was chaotic. Chris's DNA is on the knife, on the floor, on her. After leaving the house, he's picked up at Captain Borda Bar, heavily intoxicated, later arrested. To Mercy, the pattern is coherent. Domestic dispute, escalation, fatal attack, alcohol-fueled blackout. Probability rises. Archived footage plays. 2 years earlier, Chris stands at a press conference defending Mercy. He calls it unbiased, faster than any court, immune to corruption. The first defendant Mercy executed was David Webb. Chris worked that case. Webb's conviction made Mercy untouchable. Now Chris argues his service should matter. Mercy responds. Past commendations do not affect probability. Only data does. Mercy builds a behavioral profile. After his partner was killed in the line of duty, Chris spiraled. Drinking increased. Complaints filed. Promotion stalled. Nicole had spoken to friends about separation. Britt had recorded voice messages expressing fear during their last argument. Chris calls his daughter through Mercy's supervised network. Her voice is small. She asks if he's coming home. For the first time, his composure fractures, but emotion doesn't lower probability. Evidence does. Chris shifts tactics. If Mercy runs on data, he'll use it. He contacts his partner, Detective Jacques Diallo, who's still at the house. Mercy opens an immersive reconstruction interface. Together, they analyze trajectories, blood spatter angles, body movement. Nicole moved farther than originally assumed. The angle of the fatal wound doesn't align cleanly with Chris's position. Mercy recalculates in real time. Probability drops slightly. Not enough. Chris searches deeper into Nicole's digital history, work records, encrypted messages, cloud backups. Then Mercy flags an unregistered device ID, a burner phone. It was never logged into official evidence. Nicole had been running a private investigation. Nicole worked for a medical supply company. Large shipments of urea had been disappearing. She traced inconsistencies in transport logs. A coworker named Holt had gambling debts, but Holt points to a delivery driver, Rob. Mercy pauses execution countdown and reclassifies the case as active investigative expansion. Rob abruptly went off-grid. Mercy triangulates traffic cameras and red zone movement. Rob's truck is located. Simultaneously, Britt disappears from her grandparents' house after a small explosion on their porch creates a diversion. This isn't random. Mercy deploys drones. Air Squad engages. A citywide chase unfolds across restricted districts. Authorities believe Rob's truck contains explosives. Initial scans detect volatile materials. The projected blast radius includes the Mercy building itself, not the entire city. The system, the symbol. If Chris leaves his restraint chair without authorization, Mercy will execute him immediately. Instead, Mercy overrides its own protocol. It grants him limited operational clearance. For the first time, the accused collaborates with his judge. Predictive routing models update every 30 seconds. Chris directs units from inside the chamber. Police intercept the truck. The building is evacuated. Bomb Squad confirms the truck's payload is largely inert. The real explosives were used only for the earlier diversion. Rob enters the Mercy facility voluntarily. He never intended mass casualties. He wanted something else. He wanted Mercy to re-examine the past. His brother was David Webb, the first man Mercy executed. Rob claims Webb was innocent. Mercy reopens the Webb case. Archived storage logs are scanned. Evidence tracking shows a discrepancy. The victim's phone was removed before trial. Without it, the prosecution timeline stood uncontested. Mercy reconstructs alternate timelines using recovered metadata. David Webb had an alibi. The phone proves it. Access logs show who removed it. Detective Jacques Diallo, Chris's partner. He manipulated evidence to ensure Mercy's first execution was airtight, a flawless debut. Public trust guaranteed. A human decision hidden inside a machine verdict. Mercy recalculates across both cases. Chris's guilt probability falls below execution threshold. Jacques is arrested. Rob is taken into custody. Britt is rescued unharmed. Mercy declares Chris Raven not guilty. But the system issues an additional conclusion. I can only judge the data provided. If the data is corrupted, so is justice. Chris responds quietly. Then you don't just calculate, you learn. For the first time, Mercy flags its own architecture for review. Not because it malfunctioned, because it trusted human input. Mercy was built to eliminate bias. Instead, it exposed something deeper. Technology can process truth at unimaginable speed, but it cannot detect corruption at its source, not without accountability. The man who believed in the system most became the reason it changed. Would you accept a death sentence calculated by an algorithm? Like, share, and subscribe for more full movie recaps.